So there was once upon a time a presidential candidate I supported for president, and a former Democratic congresswoman who's now working as a lackey for Donald Trump. Yes, I want to reintroduce everybody to the great, almighty Tulsi Gabbard, the Miss I'm Against Regime Change Wars. Huh. Little did I understand. Boy, was I dumb back then. The Russia propaganda was truly real, and she was the spokesperson for it, for RT America in Russia. Okay. Tulsi Gabbard was not anti-war. She's full of garbage. That woman never stood for anything. She's a grifter and opportunist like the rest of these people. She's just worse because she's not good at hiding and or bullshitting people very well. Other than people that are just seriously doubtful of the system, which I get that every day because we all feel that way to a point. But she talked a good game on the regime change war stuff for a while, but people have to understand her history. She was okay with regime change war when it was against Islam. She's very Islamophobic. Okay, if you just look at her history, Hindu nationalism in general is Islamophobic. Okay, just like Christian nationalism is. All right. Anybody too deep into fundamentalist religion will have very backwards worldviews. But it's interesting. She gave a speech October 31st, not that long ago, talking about how we're in the end of the ages of regime change wars. Really. We're not doing Washington as usual. We're taking different page out of the book. We're going against the establishment. Trump's just an unconventional guy, and we just have to understand that. BS. You're a sellout because you thought you were going to get further with your political career standing with Donald Trump, and you did it to get retribution on the Democratic Party that your ass was mad at, because the Democratic Party effectively discarded you like you were nothing. Because the reality is they learned who you truly were, Tulsi Gabbard. All right. You're a grifter and opportunist, and you were a fundamentalist right-winger who pretended like you were progressive to get independents on your side. Yeah. So people saw through her bullshit, and she didn't like the fact the left was calling her out for it. And again, the left's not always right about everything, okay? I mean, there are people in the left and Democratic circles that get on my nerves too, but they were right about Tulsi Gabbard. That's just fact. They're right about Donald Trump. That's just fact. They're right about all his lackeys. All right, it's just the reality. I wanted to give some of these people the benefit of the doubt, even though I never agreed with them, just because I didn't want to be like everybody else. But facts are facts. It's just reality. They're all liars and grifters and frauds. And here's the thing. Where's Tulsi Gabbard now that Donald Trump went and bombed Venezuela and is bragging about stealing their resources for profit? Where are you at, Tulsi Gabbard? Miss I'm Against Regime Change Wars. Well, she was so critical of Democrats for being for war. She went on and on and on and on about what a warmonger Hillary Clinton was all the time. Where are you at right now? Donald Trump is worse than any of the people you bad talked. You people have no principles. What are you talking about? Okay. I've been outspoken against regime change wars forever, and I still stand in the same position with that. Okay, it's never changed. And the reason why I liked her is I thought she was actually genuine. I thought she actually cared about these things. You know, she doesn't care. She doesn't care. Matter of fact, if you go back to her history, she was to the right of Obama on foreign policy. I know people thought she was a progressive champion. She wasn't. She was attacking Obama for not using the term Islam. She was attacking Obama for not being hawkish enough on certain issues. Okay. So, you know, She didn't think he went far enough with Syria, which is kind of ironic. And then all years later, she's like, we need to pull out of Syria because Syria is not actually killing their own people, which was bull crap. This was Russian propaganda. Syrian leader was clearly killing their own people. Okay. But where's she at now that Trump's bombing Venezuela and is kidnapping their leader? Not a tweet, not a video posted, not one iota of a comment. But she's in such a hurry to go attack a Democratic official. Or maybe once in a while a Republican she doesn't agree with. Nothing about Donald Trump, though. I find that interesting. And then Marco Rubio is basically selling his soul. Talk about how he thinks Trump did a good thing. Trump, of course, because Marco Rubio loves war. He's part of the warmongering elite. Are we really surprised? Little Marco? You know what Little Marco and Tulsi Gabbard have in common? They have no principles. They don't stand for anything. They're grifters and political opportunists. They're empty suits. Congratulations. You're all just a bunch of empty suits for a fascist regime. That's all I have to say in this video. Anyways, y'all. Y'all have a great night, great day, and yeah, bye. I said my piece. Alrighty.